But me an inmate, prisoner, danger to community. You ask me, just a product of harsh cruelty. Flight risk, convicted felon by the law. I'm none of the above, but a victim to it all. Label me a
real. We here with JC, man.
Y'all already know.
Just got off the battle with Caswell at the TBL. We at the Fair Ones event. Shout out to Rock.
Shout out to Rock. Shout out to Rock.
Shout out to Rock, man.
It was a really good first event for him. He headlined it to kick it off the ground. If anybody know my history, that's what we did in my city. You know, we wanted to get some shit popping, and we headlined the movement. So Rock definitely got some shit going, and it was a great turnout. Shout out to Caswell. It was miscommunication in the battle, or as in the booking, as far as whether it was gonna be 1 round or 3 rounds.
Okay.
I take a 3-round battle very serious, so I do charge for that very handsomely. So, but I also extended the arm and the favor to my brother Rock, you know, for his first event. So I said I can definitely bring you around. It's nothing to do that. You know, it takes me a day to do this, and so I was able to get that. So I will say Caswell, he adjusted to the format very well, because, you know, in our brain when we hear we doing 1 round instead of 3, we think, okay, we got to compile these rounds. So he did that. I'm been doing this my whole life, this rap thing. I absolutely caught where it was, you know, where the second round came and you know, all that, but it don't even matter. He did an excellent job of doing it without stumbling, and you know, he showed his work against the GOAT. Appreciate you, bro. Great show, too, bro. Great show, bro. Great show, bro. You know, so that's what it is. I try to, if people are gonna look at me like, you know, who I believe I am, and they bring that type of energy to me when it's time to battle, I have to reciprocate. It's only right. You know, when people ask me, why you write like that for everybody? It don't matter if it's a big name or a little name, and you just got to, because regardless, like, you hear the big names, you know, the people that we you know, my peers, we all, they know what's up. You know what I mean? I battle most of them. They know what's up. So when it comes to the people that the consensus would consider as under us, we pull up to them with that same intensity, because we understand they want us. Whether it's our spot or they don't care about our spot, they just want to prove they belong, which is the goal, honestly, to prove you belong. I understand all that. I understand all that prepping. I understand all that, you know, accepting the battle. If it's a name, especially if it's a name I never heard before. Who? Oh, okay. He's gonna try to kill me. That's the energy you're supposed to move with. And that's just what that's the energy I brought to him. You know what I mean? So it's not so much specifically him and who he was, but it's more so the scenario. The battle before this was EK, and he called me to do the battle. He called me and booked it, and I felt the way about that. I'm like, yeah, you want to battle me? You're calling me to? All right, that word. You must be. You're making that call because you got something up your sleeve. Yeah. You know, you want to kill me. So I wrote with that in my mind, right? Like when P called me, you know, if it's not Beasley for the you know, big stage, and it's P, like, yo, I got this new guy, whatever, and they believe in him. I understand that dude is going to try to come at me a certain way, and that way is going to be to establish himself. So, you know, you got to prepare for that. People don't think about that when they write and shit like that, right? They write offensively all the time, but I counter a lot. You know, so just like when I battled DNA, I purposely wrote an uphill battle, because studying him, I felt like he put a lot of impact in his first round. So I made sure that as long as the battle progressed, I continued to excel, and it would stand out. So it's these things like that you got to counter. You got to understand the process. You know, anybody can write bars, and a lot of people think I write generic shit, but it's not easy to do what I do. I prepare this in a day.
Definitely.
You know, it's not easy to do what I do, but I take it very serious though. So that's why, even though I prepared it in a day, I'm still able to pull up and give this kind of performance, because, you know, I landed at 7:30. That's when I took my first rest from memorizing my material. You know, I was up all night, 2 days, and you know, and we locked it in. So in that concept, in that process, we understand we take our gaps where we take them and go to sleep. And this boom, we try to get some rest on the plane, this, that. But when it's showtime, we lock in. We turn this motherfucker all the way up, and we act like we don't need no rest. You know, Kevin Gates said, I don't get tired. It's ridiculous. The human body has no choice.
Yeah.
But I get it, right? Like you get, hey, no, you're not gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I take a nap on the way there, and then when we get there, I'm gonna act like I don't need no sleep. You know, so that's just my mentality, man. Not so much him, but everybody. You feel me? Everybody. If anybody got a reason to want to excel or a reason to want to be where somebody like me is at, I have to fight with that type of understanding. You know what I mean? I got to bring that type of intensity in the battle and more or less defend myself. So that's what we do. Everybody on our level, when we battling somebody that's up and coming, that's what we're defending ourselves. You know, I am who I am for a reason. Yeah. You want to show you belong, do that. But I'm going to show you I am who I am for a reason. And I think the message was delivered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking on URL, which car you think is better, the Max Out joint or some of Madness 13?
I can't speak on that because as a battler for a decade, I understand the dynamic that goes into booking the cards and orchestrating the cards as far as the event goes, and then it being completely out of your hands when it comes to performance. So, and I'm not that on paper. It's supposed to be. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So I'm judging on the concept of what the battles could be. I can't wait until, or I have to wait until this shit play out, and then afterwards we can say, you know what, such and such was the better card, or such and such was the better. You know what I mean? You have to wait till everybody show up, show and prove, because the potential is through the roof on both cards. So you got to look at it from, you know, will everything live up to its potential? And I'm too realistic to be naive and believe that just because the cars look well, they'll perform well. I've been a part of too many cars that I've single-handedly saved myself with my performance. You feel what I'm saying? So I understand what it takes for these cars to be successful, and it's not just booking them. So shout out to ARP, shout out to URL. Everybody know where I stand. I'm JC. You feel me? So I'm JC. I am who I am. So shout out to ARP, shout out to URL. They're dynamic cars on both sides, but they know what I'm saying is 100% factual. The event ain't determined a success as far as the fans go until afterwards.
That's
you
real.
know, URL could pack that venue. You know, I don't think ARP is really concerned about packing the venue, which is why he picked the small room. But even then, you want people to be tuned into it, and then you want the people that you paid to deliver to those people. And that's not a lot. It's a lot to ask because you don't know what they're doing in their life and shit like that. So afterwards, I will actually, because you asked, I'll post a blog. What event I thought was better.
Okay.
I think it's a good blog because everybody know you can't go into these things with a closed mind and believe that my brother, always good to see you, bro. You can't go in this with a closed mind and believe just because the card look good it's gonna perform well. We know how this goes. You know, not only have I seen it, I've been a part of it. I've been sitting on my couch, you know, rolling up, eating food, being let down, and then rolling up, eating food, being overwhelmed. I didn't think this was gonna be this. Just don't know. So, in fairness to everybody involved, we just gotta wait and see. And it's not a political answer. I'm a dude that has literally been involved in everything. Small cars, big cars, the colossal joints. I know what it. I have private conversations with everybody. ARP knows. I've had private ones with him. I've had private ones with URL. I've never disclosed any information with ever because that's not who I am. But the point is, I know. So I know that I know at what point it's out of their hands. You know, and the people got to actually show up and show and prove. You know, and that's why I always do, because I want to get another phone call saying that the fans is asking for another one, you know. So that's why I always show up. But it has to be understood that, all right, we did all the work. Everybody's here. It's 1,000 people in the room, 2,000 people here. Now it's your turn. So after these events, we're gonna circle the block and we're gonna see which one actually held up to its potential.
When we gonna see you in the Blue Room again, man?
Anything's possible, you know. I look at the Blue Room as an intimate, you know, setting, which is where I thrive, kind of like what we was doing tonight. So everybody know what I do. Everybody know how I work. You know, I'm not opposed to anything.
How's your relationship with ARP? Everything straight?
I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I would hope he understands or knows that it ain't no bad blood with me. It's never been. You know, if you could go through the history, I've never said anything negative about ARP or RBE because of the respect I got for him.
Yeah.
So, you know, if as far as our relationship on my side, I have no issues. You know, I wish him success. I hope he thrives in everything he do. I wish the car the success. You know, but I understand the space. You know, it wasn't great terms. So, and I'm a grown man, you know what I mean? I'm not a nigga that fuck nigga ain't hit me up, sister, but that's bullshit, you know what I mean? I understand what's going on, and just like I haven't said anything, neither is he. You understand? So, and I'm, you know, fans are messy. If ARP hinted at JC is this or JC is that, it would have got, like, fans are messy. They want the drama. They want me to know. They want me to respond. You know what I mean? So it would have got to me. You know what I mean? My boy, always. Shout out to Caswell once more. Great battle, man. Great battle.
Good shit, bro.
Great battle, bro. Great battle. But you know, as far as ARP go, he know how I move, and which is why there's never been any derogatory statements from me. I would never do that. It don't matter how our turns end. I won't do that because I know who he is and how he is. I know the staff. I know, you know what I mean. So there's nothing but respect for him. URL, exactly the same thing. You know, they've never done nothing but good business with me. Honest, 100 business. Everything is just straight up. And I've literally never had a reason to go out on a limb and say nothing crazy about it. Yeah. So, which is why you've never heard them say anything about me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's respect for both parties for me, and I do believe it's mutual. But as far as JC goes, I just want the great matches, man. I really don't. The platform, I've been in this a decade, man. I'm really not too pushed on. It has to be here. It has to be there. Certain joints do matter, but if it's people making their names and people that, you know, we all not looking at as my peers or my, you know, in my group, I'm open to whatever. Pause. As far as any battle, I'm not opposed to any. So, you know, let's make some fireworks. You know what I mean?
After your battle with Surf, you know, how you feel like your career has, you know, feel like you've been more on top of things, or
I don't
falling back,
I'm always
more choosy
on top of things. The break,
as far as battles,
the break didn't have anything to do with Surf. If anybody remember, I took a break before Surf. I was in a break. I didn't even want to accept that battle at that time because I was taking a break. But it didn't matter to me. You know what I mean? I'm the person that believe everything happened for a reason. And, you know, they ask me, well, if you circle the block, would you do this or would you do that? And I tell them, if I circle the block, there's things I wouldn't do. But I'm JC. I'm gonna live every day like I'm supposed to, and like all the chips fall where they lay. You know, there's always a higher purpose for everything. So I don't look at everything as isolated. You know what I mean? So I walked. You know, I went home and lived it up. You know what I mean? Before and after. This is how it is. So when it comes to being on top of everything, that's just how I operate. I mean, you saw that tonight. I was in a room with a battling a dude. A lot of people had no clue who he was. And you got a performance from me like I was the main event. I don't care.
You always show out.
Be on my game.
Always
be on my game. I'm gonna always do what I know is the thing to do. And honestly, that's what got me to be where I'm at. So I know that works. So yeah, I'm being on top of my game. I don't think it will never have anything to do with a battle. Yeah. It will always have everything to do with my mindset and my, and my MO. Okay. Boy, yes, sir. I'm gonna get you right now. But it's my MO. It's just how I operate. I'm gonna always be on my game because I take it serious. I take everything I do serious. I take video games serious. I take making music serious. I take battle rap serious. I take basketball serious. Fuck my leg up. You know what I mean? Playing battle, I take everything I do serious because I'm a winner. I'm a competitor. You know what I mean? And I like being at the top of the competition when it comes to the field of competition. I want to compete against the best. Yeah. So, I'm going to always be on top of my game just so they have no choice but to put me with the best.
Saying that, is luck still on the table? Like, what's going on with that? Why it's taking so long, man?
Pause. But if Lux feel like being a plate, he can be a plate. I'm not opposed to it. This is how you know the battle supposed to happen. He can't look out the window to hear the ice cream truck without a nigga in his front yard saying, "Why ain't you outside with JC?" You're gonna always hear it. Everybody in the culture would argue Surf is bigger than JC, but he battled Surf, and that was the first question. Why ain't JC right there? So I made my statement.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't mention them because I never chased them. I was doing fan requested battles. But hey, yo, I want to see you get such. I want to see you get such. All right, bet. Tell them, let's get it. And then when it was time for Lux, it was time for Lux. I'm not the, I don't make the rules. No, I do play by them though. And if it's time for Lux, it's time for Lux. Love you, bro. Always, bro. Love you. Be smooth, bro.
All right, my Jeezy.
But that's the motto, bro. Always be on top of your game. And when niggas pop they face out the window, it's gonna always be somebody there saying, the obvious battle supposed to be such and such. Why ain't it that? And I'm gonna be somewhere in the background like, niggas look like Devin Haney right now. You hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know if niggas in the boxing like that, but Devin Haney is running from a lot of those fights. Damn. You know what I mean? And this is not fights niggas think. Some niggas think he will lose. A lot of niggas think he will lose the fights. But it's not about winning or losing the fights. It's about taking the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
everybody know what I can do. Everybody know what I can do. So, including you. It should be in your mentality as a warrior to challenge that. You know what I mean? There was a time when that was my favorite battle rap. There was a time. So there was a time when I felt like that is the level I'm gonna get to. Now we're at a point like, you need to see me. Let's sharpen our pen. I feel like we're on the same plateau right now. So therefore, and I'm saying that to say there's no need to chase. The message has been sent.
It's there,
You feel
the memo's out there.
Can't do nothing else.
I'm just a track slinger, gun buster, dope dealer. You ask me, I'm just an ordinary broke nigga. Gang member, suspect, murderer, and all. I'm none of the above, but a victim to it all. They label me an inmate, prisoner, danger to the community.